A cat does not tell you when something hurts. It adjusts. It stops using the chair it always slept on. It takes the stairs one at a time instead of two. It goes to a different corner of the room. And because it happens slowly, over months, nobody in the house notices the day anything changed. That is the whole problem with older cats. And it is why almost everything on this list is something an owner does every single day out of habit, in a house where the cat is loved. My name is Leon. I spent about 30 years in small animal practice, and these days I mostly see cats over 10. Here are 16 things that make life harder for them, and almost all of them are free to fix. Number 1. A litter tray with high sides. This is the first one I check, and it is the one that changes most. Older cats develop stiff joints and sore backs, and climbing over a 4-inch lip is genuinely difficult. So they hesitate, and then they go beside the tray, and the owner concludes the cat has become difficult in old age. The cat has not become difficult. The cat has been telling you for weeks that the tray hurts to get into. Cut down one side of a plastic tray, or buy a low-entry one. Very often that single change resolves what everyone had decided was a behavioral problem. Number 2. Only one litter tray. The general rule is 1 tray per cat plus 1 spare. With an older cat, add another and put it wherever they spend most of their time. An older cat that is drinking more, which many are, needs to go more often. Making them cross the house and go downstairs to do it is asking a lot of an animal with sore hips. Number 3. Food and water bowls on the floor together. 2 separate issues. Raising the food bowl slightly, so the cat is not craning down, makes eating considerably more comfortable for a stiff neck and shoulders. A couple of inches is enough, and move the water away from the food. Cats naturally prefer to drink away from where they eat, and older cats often drink less than they should. Several water bowls around the house, in the places they actually sit, will get more water into them than one perfect bowl next to the food. Number 4. A deep, narrow bowl. Cats have sensitive whiskers, and a deep bowl presses on them constantly while they eat. Some cats will simply stop eating rather than tolerate it, and it looks like fussiness. A wide, shallow dish or a flat plate, cheap, and it makes an immediate difference for some cats. Number 5. Expecting them to jump to their favorite places. The windowsill, the bed, the back of the sofa. The cat still wants to be there. It has just quietly given up trying. Put steps in, a stool, a box, an ottoman, anything that turns one big jump into 2 small ones. Watching an old cat get back onto the bed for the first time in a year is one of the more satisfying parts of this job. Number 6. Keeping the same tall scratching post. An older cat cannot stretch up the way it used to. A tall vertical post becomes unusable, and then the claws stop being worn down at all. Horizontal cardboard scratchers on the floor are much easier for an old cat, and most take to them readily. Number 7. Never checking their claws. This follows directly from number 6, and it is one of the most common things I find that owners had no idea about. Older cats are less active and scratch less, so claws are not worn down. They keep growing, they curve, and eventually they grow round into the pad of the foot. That is extremely painful, and it happens quietly. Check the front claws every few weeks. Press the toe gently to extend the claw and look at the shape. If it is curving round toward the pad, they need trimming, and a vet nurse will usually do it for very little and show you how. Number 8. Cold, hard floors and no warm bed. Old cats feel the cold considerably more, and cold makes stiff joints worse. A soft bed, somewhere warm, off the floor, out of a draft, in a quiet corner where the dog or the children do not go. Near a radiator is ideal. Number 9. Assuming reduced grooming is just old age. A cat that has stopped grooming its back end, or whose coat has become greasy or matted along the spine and hips, is usually a cat that can no longer twist to reach. That is not tidiness. It is a comfort issue and often a pain issue, and it is worth mentioning to your vet rather than just brushing them. Do brush them too. Gently. Daily if they will accept it. Many older cats come to love it, and it is genuinely the part of the day they look forward to. Number 10. Free feeding dry food and nothing else. Cats have a naturally low thirst drive. On dry food alone, many older cats are running slightly dehydrated all the time. Adding wet food or water to the wet food gets fluid into them in the easiest possible way. A water fountain helps some cats considerably because moving water is more attractive to them. Number 11. Not weighing them. This is the one I would push hardest on the whole list. Kitchen scales or bathroom scales once a month and write the number down. Cats lose weight extremely gradually, and we see them every day, which makes us the worst possible judges. A cat can lose 15% of its body weight over 6 months in a house full of people who love it, and nobody notices. That written number, tracked over a year, is worth more to your vet than almost anything else you can bring in. Number 12. Moving the furniture. Older cats rely more on memory and routine, and some have reduced vision or hearing without anybody realizing. Rearranging a room, or moving the food bowls, or shifting the tray to a new spot is genuinely disorienting for them. Keep the map the same. Number 13. Playing with them the way you did when they were young. Older cats still want to play, they just cannot do the fast high chasing version anymore, and being asked to often ends with them walking away, which owners read as no longer being interested. Slow the toy down. Keep it low and along the ground, 2 or 3 minutes rather than 15. Play is one of the better things you can do for a stiff cat, provided it is pitched right. Number 14. Picking them up under the front legs. The way you would lift a child. It puts the whole weight on the shoulders and the spine, which are precisely the joints most likely to be sore in an old cat. Support the back end, always. One hand under the chest and one under the hindquarters, and lift the whole animal as a unit. Number 15. Assuming reduced jumping and sleeping more is just age. Arthritis is enormously common in older cats and enormously under-recognized, because cats do not limp the way dogs do. They just do less. Old is not a diagnosis. If your cat has stopped doing something it used to do, that is information, and it is worth an appointment rather than an assumption. Number 16. Going to the vet without writing anything down. I said this in the last video, and I will keep saying it because it is the single most useful thing an owner can do. Before the appointment, write down 3 things your cat has stopped doing. Not what you think it means, just what has changed. Then note anything different about eating, drinking, the litter tray, and weight. Those 4 are the backbone of nearly every consultation, and you can observe all of them far better at home than I can in 15 minutes. Now let me tie this together. Look back at that list and notice something. Almost none of it is medical. It is a tray with lower sides, a bowl a few inches higher, a step up to the bed, a warm place to sleep, a wider dish, claws that get looked at. That is because most of what makes an old cat's life harder is not disease. It is a house that was arranged for a young cat and never changed. The cat adapted instead quietly because that is what cats do. And every adaptation cost it something. The things that mean a phone call rather than a rearrangement, a noticeable increase in thirst, weight loss, a cat that has stopped eating altogether, hiding away when it never used to, difficulty getting into the tray or going beside it, any change in breathing. Those are worth an appointment, and an appointment on a Tuesday afternoon costs a fraction of the same problem at 10 on a Saturday night. Older cats very rarely go from well to emergency in one step. They go from slightly different to noticeably different to emergency, and we usually miss the first 2 because they are so quiet. I've written all of this into a short manual. What actually changes in a cat after about 10, and what is genuinely worth investigating against what is simply age, what the common procedures tend to cost, so you can walk in already knowing. A monthly weight log, the questions that get you a straight answer from your vet, and a page at the front of the changes that mean go now rather than wait. It is linked below, and it is deliberately cheap. If it saves you 1 repeat consultation, it has paid for itself many times over. I want to finish with this. Cats are very good at making do. That is a virtue in a wild animal, and it is a problem in a pet, because it means the cat will quietly accept a life that has become smaller and harder rather than complain about it. So the job with an old cat is not really medical, it is noticing. Go and watch yours this evening. Where does it sleep now, and where did it sleep 2 years ago? Does it still get on the windowsill? Does it hesitate before the tray? That difference is the thing. And most of it you can fix this weekend with a cardboard box and a lower-sided tray.